Let's go. Hey, one viewer. Hey, how you doing? Hey. Hey, Chocolate Bay, what's going on? Actually, let me. Good. That's for anybody who feels like joining. I am doing a lot better. Thank you, Chocolate Bay. And I got my tea here. Just here to talk about some things. Hey, California girl, how you doing? Hey, Patty Duke, what's going on? My people, my people, my people, in the words of the wealthy guy. Oh, I need some sugar, but I can't do it. Anyway, hey, I just wanted to get on real quick and talk about some things. Let's talk about some politics and whatever else anybody may have on their mind, Q&As or anything. So, shoot up some questions. And if anybody wants to join, of course, I ask that you not be ratchet. You can jump on the StreamYard thing. It's cool. That's fine too. As long as you're respectful to everybody, we're all good. So, where to start? So, of course, we knew that the Senate was not going to call for witnesses. However, all new stuff is beginning to drop like every second. And I think even if they do acquit him, which they probably will, whoever is dropping these leaks will continue to drop and drop and drop until election. I mean, until November 3rd or whatever day election day actually happens to fall on, they will continue to drop and drop and drop and drop leaks to the point where you won't have no choice but to vote them out. I think that's how they're going to play it out. Personally, I just had a thought as I was watching the whole thing that I think Mike Pence might be behind it all, be the leaker to the press about everything that's going on. Only because it benefits him in the long run, and he's the quietest. Although he has his fingers in a lot of stuff too, he's the quietest among everybody. Like, he don't say nothing. Even when the guy was talking to him today, an ER surgeon had stopped him. He went around. He was in Iowa, going around talking to the people, and the guy was, the doctor was talking to him about Medicaid and Medicare, how they were cutting the program, how it would affect so many people, and he was really like, I didn't know nothing about that. We're cutting it. And he's like, yeah. He's like, you're cutting it for so many people. He's like, how could you do that? That's really going to affect not only their health, but that's going to increase people actually coming to the ER. Like, people stop coming to the ER so much thanks to the Affordable Care Act. And now you're going to, increase that and make it worse. And he was like, I know nothing. I didn't know anything about that. And I'm just like, yo, dude, are you serious? Like, get out of here. You really can't be that dumbfounded. Thinks we need a dictator. Yeah, I think so. A lot of them think we need a dictator. I think they all Good evening. Good evening. I think they all are in it for the money. I think everybody. I think the. Trust me, Vladimir Putin has a lot of money. He has like billions and billions upon dollars. About like I think somewhere roughly was estimated it's either 80 billion or something close. He or 60 something like that. He has a lot of money. His country's broke, but his little goons, they have a lot of money and they've been giving a lot of money to these super PACs under different names to a lot of these politicians. So a lot of these politicians are very wealthy and not from working, just from putting stuff through, getting stuff passed. So and they like their money and they know some of them know where it comes from, some of them don't. I think the ones that know where their money is coming from are the ones that are really just going along to get along. Like Mitch McConnell, his wife is the Secretary of Transportation, and along with that, their state gets tons of contracts, transportational contracts. Now, I don't know much about Kentucky. I'm sure it's a great state, but there are plenty of other states that can use a lot of transportation contracts than Kentucky. Um, and there's a lot of other government contracts that Kentucky gets due to all this, shaking hands and letting things go. So it's a lot of dirty tricks going on that I don't pretty much appreciate, but it is what it is. But what we have to do as a people is go out and vote. That's the only thing we can do to make sure and to ensure that, that we stand for something. I mean, it's sad that we sit here and lies are really what's happening right now. Like, that's crazy to me. I believe Pence is so happy that Trump is about to get acquitted because he didn't really want to carry out on his own headache of Trump. Yeah, that's true too. I could believe that, but part of me thinks Pence wants Trump out of there, just so he can like really do what he wants to do, which is the same stuff that he did back in Indiana. I think he almost like how George W. Bush and Dick Cheney were. Dick Cheney really kind of orchestrated everything, while George W. kind of just went along. I think that's pretty much how this presidency works. That's why Mike Pence is so quiet on a lot of stuff, because he's actually the one pulling the strings, along with the other people he has. And Vladimir Putin, of course, calling him saying, hey, do this and do that. And he, falling right along and doing it. Yeah, voting is very essential. And yes, your vote counts. There's an electoral college that kind of is a bit outdated, and should be examined and, of course, possibly done away with. I don't think it's any purpose anymore. The framers' original purpose for it was that they felt that the people weren't educated enough to actually make a decision to elect a president. They felt that if we elected somebody to be president, that we would elect somebody who would trash the country pretty much. And pretty much, I mean, that's what happened. I mean, we wind up doing that with all the information that we have now anyway. They wind up electing somebody who doesn't really care nothing about this country. They care more about making money than they do about their country. Hey, everybody, welcome. Come into the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, hey, hey. Thank you. Cool. Thank you, Shay. Appreciate it. Yeah, I definitely think that it needs to be re-examined. I think with all the information that we do have, the accessibility to information, through all the avenues that we have, yeah, the electoral college needs to definitely be revamped. I do think, however, there should be, if it's going to be by popular vote, there should be a definite level or number to get to overall, to determine who wins the presidency. Other than that, I think all this pandering, because they claim they started the electoral college so certain states won't get pandered to, but if you actually think about it, that's exactly what happens. Some states get ignored because you figure, oh well, they're gonna vote Republican anyway, so you don't really make no mind to go to that state. Or oh, they're gonna vote Democrat. It doesn't make no sense to go to that particular state and pay attention. And then they start paying attention to those other states that they possibly could flip and possibly could not flip, and all the other states get ignored. And then you start looking at only Florida, really, Michigan, Ohio, all those states in there. People start running to Nevada now to check that out because it's starting to look a little purple sometimes. And I think if you do away with all that, every state would be important because you can't win unless you had a certain number. So even if you needed the numbers from the smaller states, hey, you got to go, you got to visit, you got to make sure you get those points or what have you. So I just think it needs to be changed overall. And as far as anything else, let's see, because I get updates all the time. Sometimes it can be annoying, but it's all right. I enjoy it. Hold on. Let's see what new news has crossed my thing. Oh, and for anybody who works at any of the Ford companies, Ford may be going bankrupt again. I know they were in the when they did this, the crash was about to happen in 2008. Ford Motor Company was in the bailout for that, but they are definitely it don't look good for Ford right now. They look like they might actually wind up going bankrupt this time. And earlier than expected. They thought maybe they could pull out at least another fiscal year or so, but it doesn't look so good for them. And oh yeah, about this coronavirus that's going around, there is a definite human-to-human contact in the United States. I spoke about it yesterday in the gentleman's panel. It's a woman in Chicago. She was a roommate to an individual who had it, but he did not, or he or she did not actually give it to anyone until recently. It's been confirmed that there have now been human-to-human contact. So originally there were just people who were coming from China who may have had it, but no other human was infected. So now that we have an official human-to-human contact, yeah, it's starting to get a little serious. China has been on the excuse me, y'all. That's my dog. To human contact, China has now been on the WHO list, which is the World Health Organization. Basically, once 18 countries, I believe it's 18. It could be more, so don't quote me. Once 18 countries or more are basically, there's an issue with some sort of virus spreading, they get on the WHO, which is the World Health Organization watch, and basically they watch and screen and kind of quarantine what they can to stop the spread. Australia actually has created the coronavirus to help combat the spread of it. It's discovered originated from seafood meat. Yeah, and actually bat soup, different kind of meat, not just meat in general, but meat that we don't necessarily eat, like bats, black bats, and other kinds of stuff that we don't necessarily eat, almost like what you watch on, what's that show, Bizarre Foods? That's the kind of like weird meats and things that we don't eat that they do. Yeah, so like I said, Australia actually created the virus. not created it, but recreated it. So they're working on ways to find an antibody, of course, for it. So that's how you do that. You recreate it. So other than China, Australia has recreated the virus thus far. Bats have all types of diseases, not to mention harmful bacteria. Yeah, they do, but I mean, you can't stop people from what they eat. They eat what they eat. I mean, it's weird, but they eat it. So, I mean, hey, I don't. That's the one thing. I'm sorry. Give me my regular stuff. Hey, Pretty Ricky, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. Well, yeah, more jobs lost for the motor state. It looks like I said, Ford is about to go belly up again. And no help to Trump, of course. So that's a bit what you call it. Let's see. And if he does get acquitted, actually, Nancy Pelosi, getting back to this whole, because I just saw something that popped up on my little screen here. If the Senate does kind of acquit the president of this impeachment, yes, he'll be impeached for life, but the Senate can still call people to testify. So it'll be up to them to see if they testify. And I think that's what they're going to do. I mean, they're going to do their job, of course, and pass legislation, but they're also going to call people to testify before Congress and swear that they have or have not participated in a cover-up for the president, and see how it goes. I think they're going to do that all the way till November, and the newspaper is going to drop bombs, and it's going to be just be on the lookout, because it's going to come. I just think that's what it's going to be till voting time, and then you'll make the decision on whether or not he should be your president for the next 4 years. Me personally, I don't think so. And I think it's unfortunate that we sit here and we allow it when we know good and well, especially we, know that if Barack had done this, they would have been up in arms. And I think some Democrats would have joined it too, to be honest, to get him out of office if he would have done anything close to this. But, oh well. Let's see. What else? Anybody got any questions? I read this morning that they might break through with the coronavirus. Yeah, they may. They may actually have a breakthrough. That's actually true, California girl. Like I said, Australia had already recreated the virus, and usually when you're able to recreate a virus, you're pretty much on the verge of kind of finding a breakthrough in breaking the code of it. Ask the question, please. Yes, if the Electoral College is mainly deciding factor on the presidency, why should Americans vote, please? Well, Americans should vote mainly because the Electoral College, if you don't vote, the Electoral College is like picking, like you get, everybody votes, right? I'll break this down as plain as I can. So everybody votes, right? Your vote then picks someone to vote for you. So if you don't vote, whoever voted gets to pick the person to vote for you, to cast your vote. And that's how the Electoral College works. So it's like we all go to the polls and vote. Whoever wins out the vote, when we all go, they get to pick the person to go cast their ballot for president. So if you don't go to vote because you feel your vote doesn't count, and they all go and they outnumber you, then they can pick their person, and their person will go and cast their vote for president for you. So when people say, oh, the system don't work, the system is rigged, it's not necessarily rigged. But if I get you to believe it's rigged, what are you going to do? Not vote because you feel it's rigged, right? So that's what I do. I'm going to constantly tell you, yeah, it's rigged. Yes, this, that, and other. It's like, it's not necessarily rigged. However, at the same time, it is thank you. It is set up in a way where in which if you don't vote, the people that do vote, and it don't have to be a whole bunch. You could tell by this election with Trump, it wasn't a whole heap of people that actually voted for him. But the ones that did go out and vote because the other people were like, I'm not doing that. I don't like neither one of them. So I'm going to cast my vote for some third party person who didn't even have a chance of winning anyway. Instead of throwing away your vote, you could have at least, done what they did with him. Close your eyes and just take the vote. Like, for you to not vote is just as bad for you to cast your ballot for a third party person and it be thrown away like that. I thought that was crazy and ridiculous. So hopefully that answers your question. It's just Shay. Shay went. You want to vote to win each state. Each state each electoral vote. Right, exactly. I mean, you do want to make sure that your your state gets that electoral vote. But again, if you don't vote, and other people do, then they get to send that person to take your vote. And whether you don't have a say in it or not, it happens. So you have to make sure that you actually go out and vote. Check your registration, make sure you're registered. And also, what they're doing now, a lot of the Republican states, if you happen to live in one, they are moving your polling places. So please find out what your polling place is. And if you cannot get to your polling place, I know Uber, and I'm not sure if Lyft was doing it, but Uber, Lyft, and check with your community centers and stuff. But they're doing kind of taking people to the polling places because they're moving the polling places out of bus routes and train routes. They're trying to move them far away so people who don't have cars and all those kind of things will have a tougher time getting to their polling places. So please make sure that you check and make sure that your polling place is where it is. If it has changed, please contact your local Republican or Democratic office in your state to find out if they have set up transportation for you to get to a polling place. But I've heard that Lyft does do it on election day for free. They actually pay the people to do it. So you may be able to do that or find out some other way. But if I find out some more information, I will surely let you guys know. I got my new voter registration card at the mall yesterday. I was excited with W2. Awesome. Hey, Jess, that's awesome. Hey, welcome. Thanks everybody for coming into the room. I appreciate it. Anybody got any questions? Any questions? Yes, everybody's well. Hey, Simply B, how you doing? Simply Be yourself. Chilling out. What's going on? Nice to see you. Sorry, it's a delay, guys. So if you've been here for a while and I didn't say anything, because I didn't see you, but I see you now. Let's see what else is going on with this. Any kind of yeah. And if anybody heard in my entertainment news from yesterday, the young man that his school district had told him he had to cut his dreads in order to walk across the stage for graduation, Ellen DeGeneres had him on the show and gave him a $20,000 scholarship because she didn't understand. Well, she said she didn't understand why it was going on, And he was a bright kid. He never got in trouble and didn't understand what the problem was. And she also asked if there were girls in his school, and did they also have long hair? And he said yes, they did. And so she asked, well, what was the difference? And he said that that's what he was trying to find out. He was like, he didn't understand why that was the issue. But it has a lot to do with the stigma that a lot of people, I'm not even gonna say others because some of us have the same thing about hair, especially your hair being worn that way. Um, and I think it's definitely sad. I mean, as long as it's like any style, it's like any type of hair, as long as you keep it up and keep it, together, I don't think you should be judged basically upon how you wear your hair. It's an extension of you. It's not completely who you are, but it is an extension of you. Like that, I am not my hair kind of the song with India.Arie. It goes to say, like, don't judge a person from their hair. But you can't, it's just so ridiculous that we still have that in 2020, no less. Wow, that's awesome. But what is the update as far as the school district? There is no update on the school district. They really haven't had any comment since then. They haven't said too much anything. They haven't said too much anything. I know it's in one of the southern states actually. Hold on, it's in this the what's about to find it right now. Yeah, it's in Texas, but they've given but people have reached out to him since then. I'm just reading now that Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union, which produced a film, an animated film, have invited the DeAndre Arnold award ceremony. Yep. So a lot of people are reaching out to the young man, definitely letting him know. Yeah, right outside of Houston, exactly. Um, Letting him know about I haven't heard anything about what the school district has said in regards to that. No, he wasn't a wrestler. The wrestler one, I think that happened in New Jersey. The one where the kid was a wrestler and they actually cut his dreads at the meet. That was in New Jersey. But yeah, and even that was crazy because that was like Jersey City or Newark or something. That was ridiculous. I really don't understand that. I mean, I get it to an extent where in which that could be pulling as far as that could give the other contestant a little leverage upon that, but walking across the stage and have somebody tell somebody they have to cut their locks in order to graduate is ridiculous. Point blank and period. And it's almost like we always have to go through all these hoops to do certain stuff, and they don't give us half the consideration for any of the things that that they do, and I just find that to be a bit appalling. Definitely. Yep. I'm just going back to see if I missed anybody's questions. Yeah, definitely. Patty Duke had a good one. Yeah. If you can, there's always absentee ballots to vote early. Those are always good. Definitely always good to do. So if you don't feel like worrying about the hassle of voting on the actual day, you can always early. There are usually always ads on TV because I know they have them where I live. Um, and you can always, they're usually at your local senior citizen places or community centers where you can early vote, but you can check that out. Hey, Lady T, thanks for coming through. Let's see what else. Sorry, just checking news, see if anything new popped up. It doesn't look like it. Looks like everything stays the same. Yep. Nope, nothing new is popping up. Yeah. And it's crazy because I just read something that a lot of white supremacists are coming out of the woodworks now. Like a lot of white supremacists who are part of the Coast Guard and other parts of um, the military and officers are coming out and actually getting in trouble for certain things. And I'm just like, okay, why are we surprised? But of course, because you have something at the head of everything and he mirrors that a little bit, it gives them confidence to come out and say and do what they choose. I want to know what oils this young man is using in his hair. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. He could be just be using coconut oil or some kind of things, but coconut oil is good to use. Um, I use that a lot. Thank you. Thank you. The only problem I have with absentee is I feel that to get lost. Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, absentee ballots can get lost. That is true, because you're dealing with the mailing system. But it's the same. Even when you cast your vote, though, you put it through. You do it electronically. It's still a ballot that comes out that they have to that the people at the polling places take out, and they mail those to the thing. So it still gets mailed either way you look at it. So, but I do understand your concern. But even your votes when you go there on election day gets mailed. So, yep. What am I gonna say? So, does anybody think that Joe Biden's son should testify? That's a good question. What do you think? What do you think? If if they just hypothetically speaking, of course, if they would allow for John Bolton to testify, but the only way John Bolton would testify is if they had Joe Biden's son testified, would you think that that would be a fair trade? You say yes, let's clear the air. But what air would you be clearing? That's what I don't. To get Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, to testify, there would be no air you would be clearing because he wouldn't know anything about it. Like, even if his father did set him up with the job, which of course I'm sure he did. That's his father. I mean, anybody, if your child, had a job and was probably doing okay, but he could do something better and you had the means to actually get your child a better job, you would probably do it. I don't think he did anything crooked by it, but I'm definitely sure that he hey Jonathan Ford, how you doing, sir? I'm definitely sure that he got him the job that he got him. Um, Whether he pulled strings or not, I don't know. Does it look a little shaky being the vice president and you doing that? Yes, but I'm sure people have done it and they had lesser titles than the vice president of the United States. So, I mean, look at the Trump kids right now. That's why I understand the whole argument of you jumping down Joe Biden's throat for um, getting his son a job. I mean, pretty much. Uh, whether it was in Ukraine or wherever it was, you have Ivanka Trump right now selling Trump products and got a contract with China. Not one contract, but two. But we don't know how much the contracts are worth. I'm sure they're worth a lot of money. I'm sure they are. I'm just holding my breath today. Each vote, and when they stopped at the thing, and then 2 votes away, the victory, my heart is saddened. Oh no, don't let your heart be saddened. I mean, it's the process, and I get it. But a lot of stuff will definitely come out. As my best friend's uh, family used to say, everything comes out in the wash, and it will come out. Um, and when it comes out, you'll be able to make your informed decision. Because a lot of this, what they're expecting, that a lot of this will just sweep under the rug and you'll forget all about it by the time November comes. But I'm hoping that every day or every couple of days, some stuff just drops and, we get to the point where it's like, dang, yeah, you got to go, brother. And then that'll be good. I'll work with that. Um, did you think Senator Kamala Harris should keep her endorsement until after nominee? Yeah, I think so. I think personally, I think they all should keep their endorsements until the nominee is chosen. I just think so. I think it's too early to especially the candidates, even if you did run and bow out like recently somebody did just bow out. What is his name? But yeah, I definitely think that all of the candidates should hold their endorsements until you have the final one. You should not, because it just looks funny. It looks funny when you sitting up there, you endorsing this person, then they wind up dropping out. Then you wait till, it's just the one candidate, and then they all rallying behind the one candidate. Like, okay, I know you didn't like that person to begin with, so now you're going to rally behind it. It looks dumb. I just feel personally they should all just wait. If not, support them all, campaign for them, or, say, hey, whoever you pick, I think it, whatever. And then once it's the one candidate, you all come together, you support that one. And, of course, that candidate will pick their running mate and, you just support the ticket. But I think to drop out the race to instantly be like, oh, and for Warren, and it's like, okay, but if she doesn't make it, then what? You got to pick another candidate, right? So I think it's too early. I think it's definitely need to take the time and let things play out. And when it comes to a final candidate, then rally behind that candidate. I think we jump the gun too much, always running behind a particular candidate. But a lot of the establishment too have a problem. That was my problem with even Hillary running. Like, I didn't have a problem with that. It was just that she came into it automatically like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna win this. I got this in the bag. Like, it's mine. And she didn't pay attention to a lot of the things that was going on. I said from the beginning, they were giving Trump too much airtime, too much airplay, because the stuff he was saying, they found it to be ridiculous, yet it was bringing views. So, and just like YouTube, the more, the more crazy, the more ratchet, the more you talking about somebody, the more you letting somebody have it, the more messy you are, the more views, the more popular you are. It's the same thing with that kind of thing in politics. When dealing with his kind of character, the more he talks, the more cussing he does. Everybody's like, oh, and they're watching and they're turning in and tuning in, and the views are jumping up. But you get people that really talk about issues and really um, talking about things that are affecting you today. Nobody wants to hear that, and that's exactly what happened. Everybody, all the other candidates who are really talking about issues, after a while, nobody wanted to hear that. Everybody wanted to hear what Donald Trump was talking about, the mess he was saying. Nobody. And then look what happened. Now he's president, and I can do what I want because I'm president. Who told you that? Like this is not even how it works. But okay, it's not even how it works. But it'll be interesting to see what this State of the Union address is going to be. Trump has all his kids in all types of positions in the White House. I'm not sure why he gets so upset about Joe Biden's son. Oh no, it's not even about getting upset about Joe Biden's son. It's just basically to get upset about. Oh God, would you stop texting me? Stop texting me. Thank you. Sorry. It's not about even getting mad about Joe Biden's son. It's just putting it out there. Because once you put it out there, then people can use it. People can say, "Oh yeah, he's crooked," because Joe Biden's crooked because he got his son Hunter Biden a job with the Ukrainian people. And you keep saying that, and people keep spreading that, and soon enough, people start to believe it. I mean, I've seen plenty of shows. They ask Trump supporters, "So what do you like about Trump?" I just like him. Okay, so what platforms does he have that you like? I just like them all. He's gonna build that wall, like you know what I'm saying. It's just like that's all you know. He's not even building a wall. He's building a fence. Who's texting us? Just actually, it is my friend Kim and my friend Xavier was texting me. That's who's texting us. And she said, "Please, what?" Yeah, I saw it. What are you talking about, girl? Hold on one second, y'all. I'm sorry. People are making me get a little ratchet today, and I don't like this. I sent you. Huh? No, I didn't. Girl, please don't start using technology if you don't know how to use it. People looking at old messages talking about some, "Oh, did you ask me to do that?" That was like months ago. Get out of here. Like so old. Oh, what's the link to what? I'm sorry, we haven't. It got that hotline. I wish I had a hotline because I don't. I don't, unfortunately. But anyway, back to you guys. Um, yeah, well, I mean, it is what it is. As far as real life, real world. Sorry, I'm just hitting up everybody else's stuff because I missed a lot. Let me catch up. Yeah, that is very true. It is sad but true. Girl, you is irritating me. I am on a live right now. I cannot. You, sorry, because you're starting to annoy the hell out of me. What? Listen, I'm alive. You're interrupting. Jesus Christ, Mary Joseph. God damn it. She could be a bit much, but you gotta love her. She can. Some of y'all women, Jesus. Goodness gracious alive. Don't be messy, huh? No, definitely don't have no hotline bling. No, it's just her texting me. So if anybody wanted to get on or ask a question, or get on, ask a question, or just to get on, feel free. I'm not doing nothing, just bored, just hanging out. Actually, I did have music playing, but I didn't want to get tribbles. Would you be? What do
What's
you
going
want?
on? Nothing. I'm just saying what's going on.
Nothing much, sir.
Me neither. I'm officially on
Nothing,
my
nothing.
vacation, so just enjoying myself in an adult beverage.
Okay, good. Congratulations. Good for
Thank
you.
you, thank you, thank you. So, do you think Trump will be acquitted of all charges, or what do you think?
Um, yeah, I mean, I think he'll be acquitted of all charges if they wind up voting anytime soon. But that's why Mitch McConnell's trying to wrap this up because he knows. I'm
My
telling you,
head is crooked.
between him and Nancy Pelosi, they get okay. They get they get a lot of top secret stuff.
I
So
agree.
before it comes down the pike, they know, and he knows there's a lot more to come, a lot more to drop. So the longer this lays out, the more people are gonna be like, I don't know if I can vote to fully acquit him. Can we give him some kind of sanction? Um, and that may be it.
True. But the thing is, I think he has room to progress to win the nomination again. Like I just think him winning the first time shows a lot of as far as racism, bigotry, what people think, even a small minute of black
Yeah,
men that think that women shouldn't
women in
rule the
general.
world.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
correct.
No, I totally
Misogyny,
right. Yeah,
misogyny.
I
Yeah,
totally
within
agree.
black males.
Right.
Yeah.
I
So
totally agree with that, but I know as well that a lot of people just chose to sit out because they didn't really like him
true,
either. So
true.
it was just like, oh, I don't really care, but this is too important for you to sit out. I don't care if you don't even like whoever is finally picked. If you don't get your whole arse, as they like to say on these streets,
Anus. Stop saying arse. That's a common word on these YouTube streets.
I
Say
know, but
anus.
well, I mean, I'm not monetized anyway yet, so
Yeah,
you get your whole ass up and
yeah,
go vote, um, regardless of who you think. You know what I'm saying? Just whatever
yeah.
you find
I agree.
something that you like about that candidate or that candidate is promoting, and run with that. It's just like
True.
buying a piece of property. You ain't gonna like
I
everything
agree.
about the damn house, but there's something you gonna like about the house that's gonna sell you. Whether it's the backyard, the front yard, the basement, the bedroom, the closet space, something. Find
I,
something.
I agree. And even with the first time that he ran the independent party, like I don't understand it with people that have no chance of winning. Why are you messing it up for these candidates that we need to be in these
It's
slots? Like,
but it's the Ross Perot thing. That's what happened. what happened, and
Like
it worked.
those margins could have been used
Right, it
toward.
could have, but it was done on purpose. It was done on purpose because that whatever her name was, I can't remember the lady's name. But she was at the dinner with Putin too. She was in cahoots.
You talking about the lady that was over?
Jennifer
She was the vice president of Xerox, the
Jennifer
Caucasian lady.
Jennifer Stein, or what was her name? Oh my gosh.
She was running the one that he
Yeah,
said did have a pretty attractive face.
No,
The
not her, not her. The
Okay.
third party candidate.
It was a woman,
It was a woman, and in some states there was a man.
and this is the first presidential election with Trump.
Yeah.
I don't like the lady that I know. She was the vice.
Jill Stein. Thank you.
Jill Stein. Okay.
Jill Stein,
she didn't have. She just was.
But let me tell you, she was at the dinner table where Putin and what's his face, the dude in jail right now, the national security advisor, the first one.
I know who you're talking about, the guy. I know you're talking about. I can't remember his name now.
I can't think of his name, but him, Jill Stein, they were all at the table together. This is way before the election even popped off.
True, but one thing I respect about him, he didn't want his son, like it was some type of things on the side where they was gonna, they were gonna say, look, we're gonna take down your son. So he was like, look, I'll go in and I'll just, I respect that about him.
Well, because
the general guy, I can't remember his name. I know
general
guy.
But general guy.
Well, he was a general, like a 3 or 4 star general.
And he went a little rogue after. But again, that had everything to do with Obama being who he was, a black man, demoting him for something he did, and then he felt, how dare he gonna demote me? What do you mean? He's the president of the United States. He's in charge of you. So
you're correct, but it was things in his record that show his aggression, not being compliant.
It did, but then Obama said he's got to go. So that's what happened, and he all that and got real angry, and it was just like, oh, blah, 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 blah. So it's just a mess. We gonna bypass that. We ain't doing nothing all slow. So we'll see. But I just can't wait for the drip. The drip gets me excited.
And even with Cory Booker, I'm so glad he backed out. I just didn't really. To me, he was not as genuine. To me, he was disingenuous. He wasn't. He just was like a Hallmark card to me, Cory Booker. Like I didn't really care for him.
Oh no, I wouldn't say that. I do believe that Cory Booker.
It's true.
No, I don't think a Hallmark.
Seriously,
I do think Cory Booker thought he had that Obama magic. I think that
he didn't.
Gonna sail him across the seas, and it was like, no, you don't quite got that. But I wouldn't be surprised if somebody picked him up for their running mate. Or
I don't agree. I don't.
Or in their cabinet, definitely.
Maybe. Secretary of Education or something. He could replace Betsy DeVos.
Oh my God, I'm more sincere.
Seriously, because he was just like everything he said was correct. I didn't feel like connected to his responses. Things regarding the people of color, it was just like, well, I'm gonna speak.
I was connected.
The sweet nothings,
because he lived it. He still lives there. He's still connected in that sense. So those things that would bring attention to issues that people deal with in our communities, I think he would definitely be very much an advocate for that.
True, but he didn't talk about the inner cities. He didn't talk about things that he dealt with. He did not. Not much.
No. He did at first. And you get these campaign people in your ear like, hey, you can't do that if you're gonna kind of spread your message across the nation. You can't focus on inner cities because they're not gonna accept you.
True.
So then you gotta kind of tailor your message. So that part I just
Because I like Joe Budden. I mean, people might not like him, but Joe Budden. Joe Biden. I'm sorry, Joe Biden.
I'm like, Joe Biden, not right.
And I like the other lady. What's her name?
You had.
But what do you feel about Kamala Harris? Like Kamala Harris, or whatever. She portrayed to be this sort of black woman, empowered,
She is a black
strength, intellect, yes. But
woman.
when she would travel, she would have a Caucasian husband on the side, and he wouldn't really interact with people. So she didn't really bring him to the forefront. It was just like she would name her HBCU. She was
creepy Joe.
but it's true though. She was an AKA, but she didn't really bring him to the forefront. But it's true though. She didn't bring him to the forefront of her campaign trial. Well, the campaign thing or whatever. It was just like her Caucasian husband was on the side until that guy jumped on stage that day. Then he stepped up, but she didn't really bring forth that effort that this is my white husband. It was just like she's this pro-black woman,
but she didn't want
to this white man.
She didn't want to. She didn't want to.
But why? But why?
But why? Because she was putting forth. Everybody was following that kind of Obama motif, so that would have changed it a little bit. If it would have been this black woman with this white man kind of so she had to ease him in a little bit. She couldn't just force him in there. So she had to kind of do her thing. Right. What are you drinking on?
Crown Apple. But anyway, they had something even where they asked her like regarding reparations. She was on
we haven't gotten to Bloomberg yet, Lady T.
But she was on even Charlie Rose show or one of those shows, and they asked her about reparations and something regarding people of color, our issues or struggles, and she was like she didn't believe in that. Kamala Harris?
What? No, it's
like as far as the reparations and stuff like that, she didn't believe in that. Seriously, like it's an interview with her saying this.
Okay.
Seriously.
I'm not saying.
I'm just
I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying that.
True. But I'm just like I just was shocked that she would even say something.
Yeah,
like that.
But that is my issue with a lot of the candidates that we have. Like a lot of them don't. They're like, well, I don't know what good that would do. What do you mean? The same thing that the GI Bill did for your grandparents. The reason why y'all was all able to have houses and go to college and do all that kind of stuff. It was the same welfare program given in a nice little bow that y'all were able to build communities that you have now.
I agree.
And do the stuff you have. And now you look back like, oh, why don't they build themselves up by their bootstraps? Like, what do you mean?
It's not that.
Somebody gave you.
It's not that easy.
But somebody gave you boots to strap your boots up. So I don't understand why now you look at everybody else like, well, why can't you do it? Well, who did it for you? But
it's not that. Yeah, but it's not that easy. You have It's not that easy. It's just not that easy. You have a company like banks, Wells Fargo, Hancock Bank. They benefited off of slave labor. Yeah. Even to tell me these people they advanced and we're still down here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's not an equal comparison.
And
it's just not. It's just not.
Yeah, they still have their issues with people of color. Loans are a lot lower than those. True. So, I mean,
I have a friend at a bank. Well, she's like a manager over a branch, and her bank is being sued because they've discriminated against people of color, like receiving bank loans for homes and small businesses. Yeah. And they should not have. So they're, suing, but it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But people don't get that.
Right.
They don't see those type of impacts.
Going to black banks, it's a good idea, although the interest rate and stuff is higher. Because it's a lot harder for them to do stuff. But I don't.
I just think it's. Mm-hmm. I just think it's worth it. I mean, why not invest in our own people? Like I
get it.
It's a lot of people of color that make clothing, make jeans, make hair products, make facial products. It's all about us investing in our own people.
And no, you cannot get a discount because you're black.
True.
Because you getting from a black business.
True.
No, we don't ask. We don't ask the Hilfigers and Christy Louis Vuittons and all these other people for discounts. You go to their store. If it's $1,000,
you buy it.
$500, you buy it with no question.
Exactly.
And why, when it comes to us, we always looking, why is that so much? You don't ask that when you go into them high-end stores thinking you look any better.
I agree.
The same fabric on your back. So I don't understand.
I agree. I think Yeah.
I was gonna get on Lady T's question. Did we discuss Michael Bloomberg? No. I don't really see it for Michael Bloomberg. Being a New Yorker myself, I already know what it is. Um, he's definitely a martial law kind of person. So if you think the police have a field day now with people, it definitely is. He could definitely be worse. So I'm not even. I don't even see it for him. And the fact that it only took him to run for president now, because remember he ran before, for him to run again, and now say, "Oh, he realized that stop and frisk was wrong," is a bit crazy to me. So
It's nothing but racial profiling. It's just ridiculous.
yeah, I mean,
Racial profiling. That's all it is.
That is all it is. That's all it's ever been.
Like
I mean,
when I'm dressed now, you're gonna pull me over because I fit the description. I'm dark skinned. I'm wearing a baseball cap. Like you're just gonna pull me over, and you're gonna,
I have a quick story time. I was like this. Well, I didn't even have dreads at the time. I just had short hair, and I had my do-rag on because I was driving to church, and I didn't want to mess my hair up. So I was just driving to church here in Maryland, and was like, usually I would just take the church bus or what have you, but this time I was like, no, I'll drive. But when I usually take the church bus, I don't be paying attention. I just be like, when I get to church, ooh, I wonder if it's left or right, left or right. So I stood there for a minute, like left, right, left, right. So when I decided to actually take the left, I saw the police behind me, and they were behind me, and I didn't really, I was just like, I wasn't doing anything, so it was like, why be scared or anything? And I hadn't changed my license over to from New York yet. I still had a New York license. I didn't change it to Maryland. So I'm just driving. I'm sitting at the stop sign, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go left. And I was like, ooh, yeah, left was right. And so I set the lights on. So I'm like, okay. And instantly, what I don't like is when they pull you over. It's like, okay, if you pull me over, what's the instant threat if you pulling me over? Because instantly the one dude, his partner came up on the other hand already on his gun, like, dude, but you pulled me over. So I don't understand who's more of a threat, like me or
you? Exactly.
Because if I was a threat, then you would just let me go, right?
True.
But so he comes over to the car, his hand on his gun, and I was just like, sir, is that necessary? He's like, well, to church. Oh, you didn't stop at that stop sign right there. I was like, that's impossible. Like, you were behind me.
Yeah.
I was in for the longest time because I was deciding which way to go. Oh, can I just see it? Sure, showed him the stuff. Well, long story short, of course, the man tried to say that I had drugs in the car. They even brought.
Oh, wow. You serious?
They even brought this black man with this dog that they trained.
Wow.
Stuff, right? Which was bullcrap. Because I was like, I don't even do drugs. So I don't even know. And then he gonna show me this leaf that he took the leaves off and just showed the stem of the leaf, talking about some marijuana in the car. We found
that could have been on your shoe.
And I was like, sir, that's from off of a tree somewhere. Get out.
Exactly.
I was like, I'll take everybody's badge number. Thank you. Because all this was very unnecessary. So it was definitely. But don't worry, I went to court and everything, and the judge was like, I was like, well, Your Honor, before I go, because he threw it out, but I was like, before I go, I would just like to tell you how embarrassed and all this I felt. I pulled definitely how the white people like, Your Honor, I'm the white person in America. I did the whole bit. I gave out the numbers. He was like, no problem. Yeah. Everybody, because usually the police officers sit in the back of the court.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. On behalf of blah, blah, blah. Man, please save it. But it's ridiculous.
Wow, that's ridiculous. That's crazy. But it's the thing with police, and a lot of people don't get it. Like, I'm a big black guy. I have a beard. I have dark skin. Like,
you're
down south from where I'm from. Yeah, they will yank you at the car. Like, people are like, are you? I'm like, yeah. They will grab you and yank you.
Right.
I'm like, I've never been to jail before. I've never been arrested. I just have speeding tickets. But they don't get that. They will yank you and physically pull you out the car because of your appearance.
Yeah, no way. I don't play them games.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
My hat looks so crooked. I have to get a haircut in the morning. I'm going back to get another haircut.
Maybe it's the alcohol. Okay. I went back to renew 20 years ago until I took it. Wow. Where'd you go, sir?
I'm coming back.
Oh, no worries. So anything else? Anybody wanted to, any other questions, comments, concerns? I don't know. Yeah, today. Oh no, I never sent you a note. I never sent that. That's weird. Oh, that's weird. Oh, I never sent that. Will Trump kids have to testify? Will Trump kids have to testify?
They should. They've been making money since their father's been in
I mean,
prison.
they may to the finance committee. I'm pretty sure that Maxine Waters has sent out a good old subpoena for them Trump kids. I'm sure, but
I hope so.
But they are working on getting them tax returns that the Trump lawyers are still fighting them about. They have asked the federal judge to release his hold because he's put a stay on releasing those tax returns until we hear from the district court of DC. And she's like, okay, because even the House lawyers are like, hey, we have to, you got to release this so we can keep this, keep this ball rolling because we have stuff we need to do to make sure that we continue his oversight because it's not just for looking at them to find out what dirt he has on them. It's for the fact of oversight. So, and everybody knows, anybody who knows anything about finance, really, when it comes down to that, the money or the trail of the money is in some of the returns.
Follow the money.
Yeah. So that's really what Maxine is after. So we'll see how that goes.
But it's so sad. The rich get richer and the poor, they stay poor. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Or the not so rich get richer because he was really not so rich. Trump was really not that rich. Like, I mean, granted, he walked around here making y'all think he was super duper rich. That man is not rich. The only thing he had going for him was that
properties.
Was that apartment and that airplane. Everything else went belly up. He didn't really have anything left.
I agree.
All he was doing was putting his name on stuff. And the people would come for the name, and then that'd be it. And he would sell. He would sell his name. So it was a branding thing. I'll put my name on it, so it'll be popular for you for a couple months, and then you can take my name off, and I'll go somewhere else with my name. That's
true. And after this presidency,
right? Making
his family have made a lot.
He's been making a lot of money, and not only just from foreign people coming in and getting hotels and banquet halls from his places, but he's making y'all pay for it too because Secret Service staying at his hotels, and that comes out of our pockets.
And not to mention his daughter, I think Ivanka clothing line is made in China. Remember the thing?
She's got 2 contracts.
Yeah, remember the thing in regards to the passports? Remember a couple of years ago where Jared Kushner's family, his sister was doing but her clothing line is made there. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, they were.
So it's like, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours type of thing.
Yeah, quid pro quo.
Yeah,
exactly. But that's what they do. But yeah, that's all it is. You dropped some nuggets earlier, boo, Lady T. Oh, did you? I missed it. What did you say? Trump is like the gingerbread man. Yeah, he is.
I want to get my haircut.
About Ivanka's business in China, all the 16 trademarks she filled. Right, exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
The voting machine trademark. Yeah. She's got a lot. Ooh, right.
I'm going to get a haircut in the morning. I'm just getting a shape up because I'm letting it grow out again. It's curly though.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just letting
All
it grow
right.
out.
But yeah, Ivanka Trump's got a lot of explaining to do.
She does.
Okay.
I hope
No
they take them
problem.
all down.
Well, I hope so. Because you know what's gonna happen. You know the son is gonna wind up voting. The son is gonna wind up running soon. Because he
Hmm.
thinks that he's got this dynasty on his hand. And I really hope y'all fools don't. And not y'all, but I mean, them fools don't really. They always vote against their own interests. I don't understand that. When it's factual, it's like data proven that there are more of them on stamps and government assistance than it is of us. I mean,
I agree.
it's
And
proven.
and
It's
even in Mississippi, where I'm from, you have these people that are these poor Caucasian or poor whites voting for these Republican candidates, like benefits that you guys receive. They're trying to take that, move this funding from here to there. Like you're voting against your own interests. It's ridiculous. Like
yeah,
they don't even
because
believe in that type of stuff.
they rather vote against their own interest than to vote against
Correct.
their own skin.
Correct. Correct.
That's not.
Correct. I'm just like as far as mental health, like especially as far as substance abuse.
Oh,
Trump,
well, that's a big thing now because
true.
the lilies of the valley are getting strung out on pills and things. But why wasn't it a big thing when y'all was dropping it in our neighborhoods?
Exactly, exactly. But the thing is, like I had did a, well, I had read a thing regarding narcotics and providers, right? So with
Mhm.
people of color, providers are more, well, they're less likely to have a sort of, I guess, diagnosed from the doorway type of thing. But Caucasian people, they more, I guess, compassionate. They're empathetic. But people of color, we don't even get those type of treatments, like
Yeah,
regarding pain management and stuff. They write those to the Caucasian people, so we just take a Tylenol, ibuprofen, go home.
yes,
But the
that is.
Caucasian people, they get the opioids, they get the pain relievers. We don't.
Yeah,
Black people, we just don't. So
yeah,
I
that
mean,
is true, Lady T. Lady T.
doctors' bedside manners are less,
Way
less
funny.
compassionate.
Yeah, Lady T, that's a great point. That they probably do check other on them boxes and things so it don't get
Yeah.
or the people in the office do it for them. Because I tell you, one time, um, I had went there for something when I first came to Maryland, and I didn't have a job, and I filled it out, and I was like, okay. And then they were like, "Oh, I'm gonna give you $15." I was like, "15 what?" Girl, you can keep that, no problem. Like I ain't gonna buy nothing with no $15. But when I
Exactly.
went to go check my information, I saw that it was as far as race, it was white, and I was like, I sure as hell no, I did not click nobody's white. I said, 'cause, I said, no, that's not happening.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I'm pretty sure. I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they do it or if somebody in the office does it for them,
Yeah.
um, just so it doesn't get. Trump says he loves the uneducated. Of course, he loves the uneducated. He ain't that educated himself.
Exactly.
His money got him the way to.
Money
But
buys everything.
he said it himself years ago. He was on a show. I want to say Sally Jesse Raphael, and I think that's what he was on. Don't quote me, but I think so.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. But they said she asked him if he wanted to run for president, and he said out of his own mouth, he was like, "If I did run for
Oh
president,
yeah, I remember
I
that.
would run Republican because they are dumb. They believe anything that you tell them."
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh."
Oh,
And amazingly, it disappeared. We focused more on him talking about grabbing vaginas and other stuff.
yeah,
But I mean, even that's deplorable. But
I agree. But after that, the women still voted for him, which is even more
yeah.
disturbing.
Well, again,
They still voted for him.
yeah,
So
they did. But because what people have to understand though is there are a lot of women. Unfortunately, there are a lot of women that think they talk one thing, but they really personally think another. Like they'll say,
mm,
"Yeah, women are strong enough. We can handle anything. We don't need no." And then they secretly be like, "Well, I think a man should do this. Like, and a lot of the women that voted for him
True.
feel like, oh well, I think it's more of a man's job to be the president.
Yeah, and even black men, they did a poll. They believe that like a small margin of men of
Yeah,
color did vote for him.
of course, yeah.
However, they did do a poll on, well, a little poll
That,
on
that,
CNN where women was like, that's locker room or boys talk. So they do agree, as crazy and disturbing
that
as it is,
barbershop
that
talk.
that's just, yeah,
That's
stuff
that
men
barbershop
talk
talk.
about with groping women, being very inappropriate
Yeah,
regarding,
they do. I mean, in the
yeah,
barbershop, Tumblr, they do. I mean, you know, um, but at the same time, too, it's that suppression thing. If the man is suppressing you, you take your suppression and you suppress
others,
others.
slavery,
Right. So
like,
it's that same thing. It's that
yeah.
same kind of concept, which is definitely, I mean, we as men, you know, especially black men, need to get out of that. Like, to me, that makes no sense. You can't even, you raise your children to be like, well, if he's pressuring me, I'm going to put the pressure on you. And it's like, how
But
do
they
you,
might, but they not true, but they might not see is that even misogynism, even though we're men of color that are gay, it's still misogyny with gay black males. Like we're still males. Our chromosome are like it's still we identify as males. So even though
yeah,
we're
like,
gay and black, it's still a hierarchy with us being here and women being down here. So
yeah, but
it,
even still, that don't like, even that it makes no sense to me because at the end of the day, I'm a man. I don't want to be a woman.
true.
I have
Hey,
no,
let's talk with Coteria.
I have no desire to be a woman. To wear anything a woman wears, it looks great. You look
True,
great in
this,
it. I
yeah.
don't know.
But it's still a hierarchy with us being males and them being females. Even though we're gay, it's still a hierarchy. Some might not believe that, but it's still, I'm a male. I'm more than you. You're a woman. You're down here. So even though our sexual preference might be different, it's still a hierarchy. I
I mean,
mean, that's
I see
just
it.
facts.
Yeah, I see it. I
You
see it.
know,
I mean, I don't.
that's all I'm just saying. Like it's still a hierarchy
Yeah, no, I know.
regarding sexuality. So male and female, less than and more than.
Yeah, I think it's unfortunate.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yep. Okay, not this one. Not right now. Where's my? Nope. Nope. I like that one. Yep. What are you doing?
For me,
Yes. No, I saw you. I was you just playing with your hair. I was.
yeah, I'm going to get my hair cut in the morning at 7.
Ready. Leave yourself. You said it already.
Look, captivating, baby. Just stay captivating with the questions, please, sir.
No questions. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's any entertainment news we can talk about real quick. Nope, I don't see nothing of interest other than, I mean, Meghan Markle thing. I don't really.
Me neither. I don't really care about that. To me, she identifies as more of the, how do I put this? People might get mad, the Caucasian persuasion.
Yeah,
she wears her hair straight. She contours her nose so it's small, skinny, and sleek.
She does until she went over there, and they let her whole have it.
Exactly. So I don't. Yeah.
Now she feels some type of way. Oh, thank you so much. Let's talk. I appreciate it. I mean, I try. I think I'm naturally handsome, but thank you.
He's something.
That Harvey Weinstein though, I really like. The last time you was in court, you were fully walking and everything, and then all of a sudden now you have back surgery when you go.
Yeah, Bill Cosby, wasn't he like blind with a stick?
Bill Cosby had the blind stick. It's like, come on, y'all. But what I will say, and hope we pay attention, folks, you see how long it's taking them to put Harvey Weinstein in jail. See how
he's not going to jail. He's not. He's not.
See how quick Bill Cosby was in jail and
he's not.
Jail at this moment.
Harvey Weinstein is not going to jail. He's not.
Okay.
I hate to say this, as sad as it is, power and privilege does a lot. It just does, and race as well. It does a lot.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. It does.
Like I tell people, money makes everybody look attractive, even though they might not be. It makes everything attractive.
Like even with Seal, mad at Oprah about what she said, how she was still hanging around Harvey.
It's true.
She was right, but look at this. If she was getting molested by the black males in her family, that would be why she would have such a disdain for the black man.
That's very true. That's a great point. That's a great point. An excellent point. A great point. I agree.
And especially when the white men, especially when she had money, when the white men were like,
I agree.
Oh, hey, Oprah. So yeah, I think that's where that comes from.
I agree. You're absolutely correct on that one.
Yep. Let's see who else. Ain't nobody else on here to really talk about. There was something about Khalees talking about Pharrell's took some money from her or made her write a sign up back
with her royalty. Oh, Christian, I want to bring up something that you guys addressed on the gentleman's panel regarding that. What's that rapper name that does the cowboy music or the country music?
Little Nas X.
Yeah. I think regarding our community, people of color, sexuality, I don't understand why, but it's very important. What if this young man, he's like 21, 22, what if he feels like he's being who he is? Why do we have to say, well, this is too feminine, or it's some agenda that's trying to make black males gay? If you're gay, you're gay, you're straight. No agenda can make you.
Well, it's not that. I have to push back on that a little bit. It's not that there's an agenda trying to make someone gay, well, at least to me, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It is an agenda, however, of portraying a gay black man to be a particular type.
Okay. That's a great point. But what if he's just being himself? I believe in our community, like with being down low and the church, we're taught that we have to go this path. We have to portray ourselves as this way. We have to act this way. What if he's just like, well, look, I'm being me. I feel comfortable with what I'm wearing, these colors. But we have to believe that.
And that's fine. But you understand, like if you watched him from the very beginning, he wasn't dressing like that. So all of a sudden it was like,
well, maybe he didn't find that he could have been himself. Like, it was a time when I was like maybe, I'm 32 now, like I was maybe 22, 23. It was a nice polo shirt that I saw in Dillard's. It was pink. I felt like, well, it's pink. They're going to think I'm gay, even though I am gay, so I couldn't buy it or wear it because they would associate that color with being gay or of the homosexual community. But I'm just saying though, Christian, like we have to consider our spectrums and our points as well.
I'm sorry, I just got a text.
Whatever.
Yeah. Okay. I will say this. Yes, I hear your point. But I'm just saying, like I wear pink too, but there's a level in which I'm gonna go. Like you're not gonna catch me in nothing kind of asexual or unisexual. Like I just don't.
Okay, because you feel like that's not you, or because you feel like society won't accept you for that.
No,
that's a difference.
No, personally, because that's not me. So I understand.
Okay, well, then that's different.
But we're not. Who knows that that's really him? You know that because if you follow the entertainment industry, it's kind of always like, especially at award shows and things like that, you gotta do something outrageous to be noticed or wear something outrageous to be noticed. Whether they like it or hate it, you'll be talked about. So a lot of times people do wear stuff that is a bit out there, so you can talk about them. No news, whether it's good or bad, it's publicity. Oh, we're gonna talk about them. So I mean, I really I can't say,
But
but I will say that why must that always be celebrated? Like, can Billy Porter, like example, can Billy Porter just wear a suit?
he could, but maybe he doesn't want to wear a suit. Maybe he wants something that he feels comfortable in. Maybe he wants something that's eye provoking. Maybe he wants something that's different. Maybe he wants something that's a different portrayal of what a gay black man is supposed to do in society in America. In our community, black men, we have to portray or stay on this line. We can't veer off this path. We can't do this. We have to remain in this type of frame, this line. Maybe he doesn't want to be like everybody else. Look at Jennifer Lopez when she wore that very revealing dress to the Grammys. What about Lil' Kim when she wore that dress to the MTV Awards with her boob exposed? But I'm just saying, what about the other gay actors and songwriters and musicians?
There are times and places for all that. I don't think it's something that.
But it's only designed when it's black men because we feel like we have to stay in this path. We can't veer off. Individuality.
I'm not saying that, but I am saying that it seems to only be with us that it's you wearing all this stuff and it's like, oh, here you go here again. Like, really? Can you just wear? Can you be diverse and just wear a suit? You don't gotta wear no heels. You ain't gotta be no.
Maybe.
And if you're performing, that's a different story. You're a performer, that's a different story. Like, for example, Prince performed. He put his heels on or whatever. Was there anybody walking around talking about, oh, Prince? Everybody was just like, oh, Prince. But this one got a shampoo on his face.
But what's wrong? Like, look, that's not what I would generally wear, but I'm just saying, what's wrong with people like celebrating being individuals?
It's not pose. Like, yeah, like I feel like he's milking pose. I agree.
Okay, what's wrong with a person trying to stand out and they're like, well, I'm gonna wear this. I might not wear this on my daily life, my everyday life. Nonetheless, I'm gonna try to get this attention for this magazine, for these publications, for people to do this, talk, discuss. However, in my daily life, I don't even wear this. Like, what's wrong with them getting a little publicity from outfit for one day or a couple hours?
Okay,
but that's not their usual thing.
Let's be very clear. Billy Porter was an R&B artist back in the day. He didn't wear none of the bullshit that he wears now. None of it. So all of a sudden now you want to start wearing all this, and it's like, cool, I get it. You found your place of acceptance, and you want to be an individual. I get it. But they blasting you across like, this is what black gay men look like. This is what black gay
men. That's not necessarily true. Look, I'm a thick, sexy boy, thick, sexy man. Baby, if I lose, baby, I'm on my diet. You know, I'm always on a diet every day. Baby, if I lose a certain amount of weight, I'm gonna be buck naked everywhere I go. I'm gonna be buck naked in front of my mama, my daddy, my school, my work, my job. I don't give a damn. I'm just saying, maybe he feels like that's just how he wants to celebrate his diversity, how he wants to celebrate his ideas or his culture. I feel like in our community, we can't stray away. We have to do this. Even when I was telling you about the shirt type of aspect, I felt like, well, I didn't want to be judged by being a gay black man, so I had to wear this type of outfit. I had to carry myself a certain way because I didn't want to be judged a certain way. So I couldn't express my individuality because from what others would say. Maybe he's doing that. Maybe he's trying to get publicity for a new album that might be coming out 2 months ago. Like, right. I mean, it's only clothes. It's only clothes.
Yeah,
for one night.
It is only clothes for one night. You're absolutely right, sir. It's only clothes for one night. It is only clothes for one night.
just
Please. Thank you.
Okay.
You're right. It is clothes for one night. You're absolutely right. Who's this thing?
So do you want these gay black males to be this hyper masculine type of person, or do you want them to be themselves, or what do you want them to be?
No, I don't want them to be anything. I want them to be themselves, but I want it to definitely be that they're an array. We're not just all, walking down a runway, voguing in pose, and wearing outlandish stuff. We're all not like that.
True, but what if he is? Then what's wrong with that if that's his
No, I mean,
idea or his perception?
Let Lady T talk.
From my perspective, looking at Billy Porter, I'm in New York. I'm in this, into theater arts. Right. So my eye was on Billy Porter prior to Pose. My eye was on Billy Porter prior to whenever he made whenever he wore that, was it the Oscars or the Golden Globes?
Golden Globes where he wore the.
Who's this other lady right there in the corner?
That would be me, Just Jess. Hey, Chocolate.
Hey, Just Jess. What's going on, sis? What's going on, baby? What's going on, baby? I'm sorry.
You got my quote over top of Just
I'm
Jess.
sorry.
I'm trying to move it out.
I'm sorry, Lady T. I'm sorry.
It's all right. So, my eye was on him, and I really did like his style. His style was almost was similar to his character on Pose.
Exactly.
No. Billy Porter's character on Pose has a masculine element to it. After he did the tuxedo dress, he's been milking that moment. He's been wanting that 15 glitter and butterflies and ponies and just getting to be ridiculous and annoying.
Baby, if it brings in the money, baby, I'll get naked for you now. You might not like it, but I'll do it.
No, we
no, please keep all your clothes on.
Oh, whatever.
Anyways.
I don't think that's his personal style at all.
Right, I don't think so either. But that's what I'm saying. I don't think that that's his personal style. But you do know that you doing that, you saying something to the rest of the world, and it's
that it pleases a certain group of people, so I have to dress and behave this way. That's what it says. It just does. It just does.
Listen, if he had that Golden Globe moment. And he went back to his,
old regular self.
Right.
And
then even if he wanted to come back on and wear that outfit again on Sesame Street, it would make sense. It was an iconic moment.
Right.
But you've been milking that moment, and it's over.
All the time.
But Lady T, what's wrong with that? If he goes to awards and he dressed like this maybe 3 times out of 365 out of the year, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Because it's pretentious.
Thank you. That's all it
is. Is it pretentious? Really?
I don't think so. Just like what about with that artist, that R&B artist that was talking about sexual things with guys? What's his name? He's an R&B artist, a male. Like he mentioned having experience with other men, and come to find out
I remember, I can't think of his name. I know you're talking about the.
Yeah, but come to find out he had an album coming out a couple months after, like a month or two after that. So what's wrong with him sort of using? Yeah, so what's wrong with him using his? What's wrong with him using his ability or his skills to try to promote his brand or himself by maybe talking about something that might be a little bit taboo for our community to sort of bring about maybe awareness regarding his money and his brand or his album? What's wrong with that? Like if I wear something different that's out of my norm for one day, what's wrong with that?
Tank comes out with some glitter pink Nathan outfit.
Right.
Are we not going to say what the
hell is wrong with Tank? Right.
But that's just look, y'all. Okay, that's just if it's him. Most of the time when I had to go into office, I dress up in slacks, button downs, loafers. When I'm at home, I'm in a baseball cap, flip-flops with socks and shorts all damn day. Are they going to say that I'm not professional, that I'm uncouth because I don't look like this appearance when I'm going to work?
That's you going into your office.
So what? Yeah, but it's the same thing. I'm not exuding any type of individuality. I'm just like everyone else. I'm not showing who I am as a person.
When it was time for lights, camera, action,
right?
When Billy Porter was on The View, when Billy Porter was going around promoting Kinky Boots, when Billy Porter was walking around the city, he had a certain style. It very much matched the style that he has on Pose.
Right. He's a masculine man, but his style, in my opinion, is feminine.
Huh?
He's a masculine guy, but his style is feminine.
I didn't say that he didn't dress effeminate. I said it wasn't all of this skirts and glitter and pomp and circumstance that it's been ever since the tuxedo dress.
Right.
Which makes it seem gimmicky, which makes it seem what's the word?
Cliche.
Yeah, cliche. All of those things. Because Prince has been Prince since the beginning.
Prince wore high heels. He wore the little thing where his ass was exposed. People were saying he was gay or he's of the life, the lifestyle. So what's the difference between that? So what's the difference?
Because it's Prince. It really
baby,
There could be no Prince slander.
Baby. Just baby, what you want to say, baby? Because you looking at you trying to come out here.
There would be no Prince slander. But could it be with Billy Porter that since he wore the tuxedo dress, I don't know any other way to describe it. No,
because he did Pinky Boots before that. Right. He got a chance to be in heels and a dress.
He got people's attention, baby.
He because that was such a huge thing that he feels like he has to always one-up it every time he comes out now.
Baby, guess what? He's succeeding because he got everybody's attention. And baby, I would have went out there naked or with a diaper and a bottle. He got everybody.
Trying to get naked.
I don't know.
Crown oil.
I don't know.
Yeah, put his crown up.
I'm just saying, but he got everyone's attention with that outfit. Like he got a lot of publicity with that outfit. He was very smart. It was a very smart move, a very smart tactic. Even though a lot of us,
now he feel like he can't go back down to just wearing a tuxedo or something regular to any type of award show because of that.
Like the kid said that, but there are a lot of there are some effeminate men on TV, but there needs to be a balance. And I believe that there's no balance. Everything is just like one way. And it's just like this.
What about a drag queen? Sometimes like they dress up as men during the day, and on some weekends they dress up as women. It's a balance between feminine and masculine. So why can't it be a balance between him? It always has to be
what I think Captivating Christian is saying is I don't see men like you two on television. Everybody is
the extreme. Like everybody on TV is the extreme.
I disagree with that.
Could that be just what's being pushed in our faces?
Everybody's like Jack.
But that's my point, right? But that's
everyone is like what?
And then
everybody's like Jack. It's like Black Jack.
Right, like Black Jacks. And then, but then the mass.
There's no will.
The mass of people will say, "Oh, we feel like it's getting thrown in our faces and tossed down our throats that we have."
What's wrong with that?
That we have to accept that. What do you mean?
But it's not a fair.
Like when you no. It's not a positive portrayal of people of color that are gay. Billy Porter on Pose played a guy that was positive. He was very inspirational, very dynamic in his community, which helped him raise. Yeah, but I'm just saying. But it's different dynamics. Like within the whole community, we think that being gay or you have to be this way, you have to be masculine, you have to be a certain way. That's not necessarily true. It's a dynamic between a balance between masculine and feminine. You don't always have to be masculine. You don't always have to be feminine. It could be a balance. I could wear a dress at an award ceremony, which isn't my thing, but then I could wear jeans and a t-shirt Monday through Friday. Like with our community, it's always you have to go this way. You cannot steer off. You cannot do this. You have to do this. And I don't like that. I want to be different. I don't want to always do what people assume Black men are going to do. Have to dress a certain way, have to talk a certain way, have to walk a certain way because of our community. I don't want to do that. And maybe he doesn't want to do that. Maybe he wants to be different. We always assume people of color, we have to do the same thing. I don't like that. I just don't.
But what I'm saying is, maybe you need to just log off YouTube because you're seeing the balance a little bit too much on television outside.
Baby, I don't see no balance. It ain't no balance.
That's what I'm trying to say. The only time that they show, the only time you all are represented is when it's like, yes, it's over. It's over. It's out.
That's it. That's all it is. It's never just no like.
Okay,
almost name drop.
But we all. but the thing is, we all know that it's a diverse community within people of color. We all know that it's feminine gays. We all know that it's masculine gays. Look at Tommy Sotomayor. He always talk about Tommy always talking about the Black women that are on welfare, single mothers,
but who knows
that type of thing.
Well, that's my point. Who would know?
Yeah, but we all know single mothers that are not on those type of programs, though. It's all a balance, right? If that's what you guys are trying to say, right?
But we're saying we don't see it on television.
Right. So what you?
Not necessarily.
Unless you watch Pose on FX, you and even
Can
on Pose, they're in the ballroom. Even the more masculine ones are in a ballroom, so you can't even think.
But lady, check what you're saying. But that's their reality. That's what happened in that society, that culture. We want people to be. Look, my mom, when I came out, was like, "Well, as long as you don't wear a dress." She didn't say as long as you're happy, as long as you're this. It was like as long as you don't look a certain way or you act a certain way, I don't give a damn. But as long as you don't look this way, you're good to me. No, I don't like that. Be you. Be who you are. Like, okay. I don't like, well, you have to act this way because you're a gay black man. And no, I don't like that.
Okay, just say what you was gonna say.
I was gonna ask. Okay, so if we taken away from the effeminate men in, why am I echoing?
It might be a thing. Is there something?
Okay. Who are the masculine gay men that are out in television right now? Like,
there's only one on Pose.
But why does that matter? But why does that matter?
So, because they're saying we've been talking about what's the balance? What's the balance? I don't know.
It's an example because it's the example, and that's what a lot of people feel that the whole agenda is being thrown in their faces because all they're seeing is a particular type.
That's what a lot of people like, but I get what you're saying, you guys, and I don't necessarily agree with what I'm saying, but I'm just trying to play the devil's advocate just to give people perspective on both sides, because I'm a Pisces, baby. I have 4 I like the.
So you just in here stirring the pot.
Baby, of course.
Believe what you're saying? Yeah, is that what
of course. Yeah, of course. I'm just saying, what if you have a guy that's comfortable in his own skin? He's raising his children, he's educated, doing well, but he's just feminine. What if that's just his reality? So is that not good enough? Because that's just what.
But we're not. I don't. Okay.
That's a different. We done turned.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of positive aspects of black women. So should I feel a certain way?
Hold on. Time out. Black on play. Black on the pay. Black on the pay. You said you don't what? You don't see a lot of positive black women. What you say?
Well, a lot of positive aspects, especially on YouTube, of black women. I see bees, hoes, cursing each other out. I don't see a lot of positive aspects of black women doing a certain thing. Yes, that's yes.
Bee sector, baby.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
So if you in the bee sector, you can't carry yourself like a lady.
Even amongst us, I still see some people that carry.
Look, everyone's just trying to play the devil's advocate, give people a different perspective.
But then you have to flip that on the other side. You can say that very much about the men in this sector.
It's true. It's true.
So what are we talking about?
It's true. I'm just saying, I get what you guys are saying, but sometimes, like, even with a gay thing.
You starting to
I get what you guys.
You doing too much.
I'm just trying to give you guys a different perspective. Like, I have friends that are feminine, masculine, all over. I'm just trying to say, true, but I don't see a lot of people that. I agree with you guys. What a lot of you guys are saying. I don't see a lot of people that represent me and who I am. So true, but even
right. Thank you, Lady.
True, but. I'm not saying that it's wrong though. I'm just saying, what if those people are being who they are? And I don't want to feel like a person is like they have to be forced to be who like someone else. I felt like younger. I was a gay black man. I had to be someone that I was not in order to please black people, in order to please my family, because I knew what I had to be and what they wanted. So I just want to give a different perspective. What if that person is being who they are? Which could be feminine.
We already cracked the case. Billy Porter is certainly not being who he is.
No, he's not.
We're talking about there's no fictional characters on television that is being portrayed as like masculine gay men. There's very few gay men, black gay men on television to begin with, let alone masculine. If they're going to be on there, they're going to be like, shoot, and he wasn't even gay. What was the name from Designing Women?
Oh, he was Horshack. That man was gay. Horshack.
No.
Oh, baby, I thought he was gay.
He was. See, exactly.
I thought he was gay.
No.
I'm sorry. I thought he was gay.
Nope.
It's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be, she's, it's gonna be all of that. It's not gonna be just a regular conversation.
Right.
I get what you guys saying, and all y'all are right. I just feel like sometimes as a gay black man, I have to sort of hype up my masculinity to sort of please my community so they don't assume that I'm a certain way. But you guys are all right with what you're saying, and I do want more positive.
What's going on, Chocolate? You want to come out there and glitter, and you afraid?
No, I don't want to wear glitter, y'all. I'm a lazy, sloppy hoe, baby. I don't like to put on no clothes. I like to dress up. I feel like I have to be a no.
You don't have to play up your masculinity at all, baby.
No. I'm just saying I have to be.
I want to see you in the Billy Porter type outfit. Can you do that?
No. Baby, I'm lazy. I don't like to put on no clothes. If I could wear shorts and flip-flops with socks all year round and a baseball cap, baby, that'd be what's it for me. But I'm just saying, I feel like you have to, in our community, you have to be a certain way. Like have you ever had a gay guy that, like, would they ever go around, quote unquote, thugs in our neighborhood or black neighborhoods and try to
basically, absolutely.
Yeah, but that would be very uncomfortable. But I'm just saying, like, sometimes. Have you ever been around people where you have to be something than who you are? You feel very uncomfortable. I'm just saying, like it's just
in corporate white America.
Yeah, exactly, just Jess. And you just feel very uncomfortable because that's not who you are. You're putting on to sort of play along to go along, And I'm just saying, sometimes you might not be so this way, but you feel like you have to go this path in order to please others or to fit this demographic for what you have to do, Like, I don't agree with, if he dressed like that, baby, that's good for him. I don't believe in that. I don't do that, baby. I just do the normal. But I'm just saying, like, Jess, what you looking at, baby? You giving me the side eye, baby, on the camera. But I'm just saying.
Oh, I was looking over here.
I'm just joking. I'm just saying, just a different perspective with, like, not having to fit a certain box. For us, like, I don't want to do this. Like, they think I'm this. Like, white people have said, well, I'm sure you like chicken. Bitch, I don't like chicken. I like salmon. I like other stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to have to fit a certain box to a certain group of people because I'm a certain way or a color or a certain gender, if that makes sense. But I agree with all of y'all. I'm just trying to see, like, look at a different perspective of a certain person, like, regarding who they are as a person. Maybe a guy is super feminine. Maybe he was raised by all women, and that's just the characteristics he picked up on.
Billy
I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I'm just saying some people are who they are, Christian.
He has set that standard for himself.
But I mean,
in the media, I don't know what's going on with the child. What's his name?
But I mean, to say that a man who is
women,
I don't know what's going on.
It's not true either. It's not every gay man that's been raised by all females or around all females is feminine.
That's true. Not every, But I agree. It should be more portrayals of us that reflect who we are in society. I agree. I'm not saying it's wrong. Y'all, I'm not saying that it's wrong at all. I agree with what y'all are saying. I'm just saying, look at different perspectives of people.
I mean, we're seeing it. I think the main, if we go all the way back to the beginning, I think the main issue was, why are they doing it now? Not that it's, we're accepting it because this is who they've always been. It was just, they came out one way and then they flipped. So are you doing this because this is who you are? Or are you doing this to bring more attention to yourself in the entertainment industry? I think that was the original point. I think we got off on a long tangent.
We was over in the
Baby, I have to give a diatribe, baby. I have to give a speech, a novel, baby. I have to give a novel.
I think we're trying to figure out if this is this Lil Nas X? Is this gonna be him all the time? Or is this the entertainment industry?
With all due respect, Lil Nas X is kind of music another in the outfit. Like, if you look at the change, like if you start looking at him coming out with the leather and the fit open up, I have everything.
You're echoing. I can't hear it. Is it me?
I'm gonna jump off and jump back on. Oh, hello?
Okay, yeah, you're fine now.
Yeah. So Lil Nas X kind of looked like he was leading up to the pink outfit. I think he chose the Grammys to hit us with it or whatever. Like, cause the other outfits, I'm like, okay, I can see him wearing a pink outfit. Like, this doesn't seem so far fetched.
Mm-hmm. No, he was wearing different version of that outfit up until the Grammys. It was like he had that same suit in like 6 different colors.
Yeah.
He kept presenting to us. And then the pink one just came out, but he had a yellow one, before that one. So
a red one.
I mean, yeah, he
yellow works well on dark skin. I would have did the yellow.
I don't think nobody asked, but okay. Oh wow.
Yes, it does. That is true.
Nobody asked.
Yeah. Yellow.
Right. But yeah, I totally agree.
I think he's doing it. I agree with BR Burns in the chat. I don't know if that's a woman or a man, so I'm just gonna say they. I've been agreeing with what their comments are. I think it is the crossover success. Yeah. I think that if Lil Nas X had stayed a hit in just our community, we probably wouldn't see all of this that we're seeing right now.
Right.
But that crossover success, I think that did give him, one, more funds, and two, I think his, what do you call that? His stylist should be fired. I hate everything that he puts on. It's just ugly. At least Billy Porter, I feel like, is a little bit more fashionable, but Lil Nas X is just, I don't know what this suit is, and I wish the pattern would burn and die and be cremated somewhere. I hate it. I hate it. I want him to do something else. The next time I see him, I don't know what the next award show is. Are we done with award season?
No, not yet.
Damn.
What's coming up now?
He won't be there, I think, but
hell, he might.
Who knows? Yeah.
The Emmys, are the Emmys coming up soon or something? I
think the Oscars or something like that's coming up.
Speaking of that, can we circle back around to the Harvey Weinstein thing? Because what I want to, I don't even want to talk about Harvey. Or not Harvey. Whatever. I do want to talk about Kevin Spacey and these men that just keep committing suicide. Because I feel like that shit is a conspiracy. I don't care what nobody say. That shit is a conspiracy.
The men that have accused Kevin Spacey of sexually harassing them.
Get out of town, they all dropping dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been at least 2 of them in the past.
Oh, wow.
Year. And that, I feel like that's a conspiracy. Yeah. I don't know who did it, but
did the young boy commit suicide? Did that young guy? I said, did a young boy? Yes. Oh, wow.
There were 2 crazy. Of them, though. At least 2. One of them just did it recently, and one of them did it kind of like in the summer or so of last year, I think.
Wow.
Like shortly after
that trial ended up.
Came out.
That's scary.
I think did they drop that trial, or is it still going?
I bet they did.
A dead man can't talk, baby.
Dropped it yet, but it's still pending.
But yeah. I mean, he can't talk, but I think the DA can still press charges.
Yeah, the state can still carry the charges.
But yeah, there are 2 accusers right now that have committed suicide at this point.
Wow.
And I don't know how that works out, but that's crazy. But do you think
Spacey got? Let me
find out. Who really think he Frank? What's his name?
What, on 7? Or no? No.
And I watched the show too.
I did too. Yeah. Oh gosh.
I cannot think of it right now for nothing.
I hear the theme song and everything in my head.
Who? I know. What is it?
Who?
Him and Caroline, Catherine. What is the name of that show? Somebody put in the chat the Netflix show that Kevin Spacey was on that he ended up having to get off of.
Is it like Cards or something? Deck of Cards or something?
House of Cards. That's
what it is. Something like that.
Cards. Yeah.
But yeah,
that was a good damn
show. Deck of Cards, babe. I know it's something like that with cards.
Yeah. Look into that story. YB the Kid. Kevin Spacey has some charges, and I think he still has charges.
Yeah, they still pending.
Yeah, if it's only 2, okay.
I don't.
But if another you can't tell me nothing.
Yeah, but it's only 2 thus far, and the 2 that have come out.
I didn't know that. Damn.
They both committed suicide.
Wow,
and they weren't.
That's so peculiar.
Yeah, it is very strange. That one is very strange.
Yep.
Now, I read this week, maybe yesterday or something, that they feel like the biggest difference between Bill Cosby's case, which I disagree. I feel like that case lingered on for a while because didn't it initially end up in a mid-trial? They had to redo it.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that was a quick case.
It wasn't.
And Harvey Weinstein's case, they feel like the biggest differences there is that Bill was drugging people and Harvey was not.
I think Harvey paid those women off. He paid people off.
I mean, but does that add a different layer
to
the charges because there were drugs involved?
I don't think so.
I mean, rape is rape.
Right? Yeah, it is rape. Yeah, it shouldn't at all.
So I don't know. But I read that in a news article that they feel like, the biggest difference is he was drugging and raping women and Harvey Weinstein was just...
But they kept Harvey's trial quiet. They kept his quiet.
Lady T had a question. What was your question?
Somebody explain something to me with the Bill Cosby case, right? That lady, I think her name was like Andrea, right? He settled out of court with her before. Am I mistaken? I'm just trying to figure out how she came back into play.
Is that the one with the afro?
You're the woman that worked at Temple. That he got the job at Temple.
Yeah.
I believe
they were in court for that case before, and I thought.
Yeah, they did settle, but it wasn't in court though. Like they settled out of court. But
so basically, he paid her off.
Yeah, something had happened though.
But it left the loophole to still have a legal charge.
He paid her off based on like a legal stipulation, and he was still helping her out.
Right, but there was a loophole. There was a loophole somewhere.
Oh, his attorneys ain't do, baby.
I think that had something to do with his. I think that's what brought the whole thing back up. Something about what happened in his deposition, which brought the whole thing back up for them to be able to kind of retry the case.
And don't forget Beverly Johnson. Remember how she felt like he drugged her as well?
Bye.
Or whatever. I believe it.
Bye.
Beverly Johnson.
Bye. And no offense.
You don't believe Beverly Johnson? Do you believe Janice Dickinson?
She said that she lied.
I know.
But she had the picture. She had the picture. What about the picture with the fur coat and all that type of stuff? I don't think. Look.
I just think they was getting high.
Yeah, right. Basically, I tell the truth. I think everybody.
Let's say even if they get high, you have to give your consent to have sex, though, y'all.
Like, when stuff's like, oh, he raped me. I think everybody.
You have to give your consent. Even if you're asleep, you just can't. You have to give your consent, y'all.
Listen to that Beverly Johnson story again. She was like, she woke up or whatever, and she
didn't say that. She said that she went there, something about an audition. She was on the Cosby Show. She mentioned something about him putting something in her cappuccino. This man has mentioned prior about his stand-up comedy, about him giving women Spanish flies and what it does to their libido or whatever. He's mentioned this prior, y'all. So it's not a coincidence that if women come up and say, well, I was raped or... Come on now. Come on.
Okay, but take that as it may. And just like in any industry or any kind of thing, people talk and they talk behind the scenes. So I'm pretty sure the talk was, hey, if you go to a meeting, Bill Cosby, better not drink nothing, girl, because he might drop something in your thing. Because everybody now talking about
even Jennifer Lewis. Even Jennifer Lewis when she was on the Breakfast Club.
About what Bill Cosby did. So if that was the case, if you went there and you don't drink, and I'm not, I'm not promoting it, but I'm just saying if you went there, you already may have been pre-warned what may particularly happen. Now we sitting there talking about, I can't believe he did that to me.
Yeah. You know what you sound like, Cafe? Now you sound like them parents that was talking about leaving their kids with R. Kelly. That's what you sound like.
But I'm just.
She shouldn't have wore that, or she shouldn't have wore a dress, or she shouldn't have wore a short dress.
Hey, why would you leave I get it. You thinking he's a star?
Janice Dickinson is a whole liar. I never believed her either, Patty. She a lie about everything.
And you just was like, okay.
But Christian, what if these were young girls at the Cosby Show that just wanted an opportunity? And sometimes you might be 18, 19, 20. This guy that's a multi-millionaire with this big show offering you an opportunity. You might not know what's going on. Next thing you know, you in his bed naked. And you might not even know what happened. I'm just saying.
I would have said something by now.
Right. But I think that people were saying something. It was known. The whispers were already there long time ago. Right. The statute of limitations had just passed on a lot of stuff. Exactly. That's what got him caught up in this last case that he ended up in prison. That statute of limitations hadn't passed yet. Yeah, that's how he got caught up. So one may have been civil, and I'm reading the comments, and they are delayed. I'm sorry, Patty Duke. One may have been civil, and one may have been criminal, but his lawyer need to be fired, because if you drew up something that you paid somebody off somewhere in that, what you call the window, whatever, should have said that you won't bring any criminal charges against. He should have fired everybody. Everybody should have been fired.
That's what it should have said.
Because I think he got 10 years?
Yeah.
Everybody would be fired. I'd fire Camille too. I'd fire everybody.
And then on top of that, he's like, he's not even gonna fight for parole. He feels like
no, because he in there ministering to the people.
Right.
He done
the same, and
he in there using his doctorate degree.
That's funny. The same
non-disclosure agreement. Thank you, Patty Duke. Thank you, B.R. Burns. Y'all, right. It wasn't coming to me at the time. I'm sorry.
But the same way he was talking about, oh, black man, you need to pull up your pants, you do this, you do that, you looking crazy.
Wasn't he judgmental as hell?
He was
judgmental as hell and had been cheating on his wife the whole damn time.
And she knew it.
She did, but she wasn't going nowhere.
Yeah, she wasn't going there.
I think Camille still ain't going nowhere.
Still ain't.
Did she not go nowhere, really?
No.
Camille is the one and only wife.
Once they lost their son too, I think that just solidified it for her. She just felt like she didn't want to leave, so she just.
And that's strange because a lot of couples actually divorce after they lose a child.
Right. Yeah.
Because they can't
cope with the.
But yeah.
The different level of grief that one parent may have.
Right. Yeah. One person feels like the other person isn't grieving enough. The other person feels like they're grieving too much.
Yeah.
But Camille wasn't leaving because Camille wanted that bag.
Yeah.
She knew that man.
Yeah.
She knew he was.
Do you think the residual checks could be that big to where Phylicia Rashad wasn't going to say nothing about it? Like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure do. We can't even hear you. Can't even hear you.
Okay. I said, I'm like, it's just sad how they all knew a lot of things that was going on with him allegedly raping young models, but nonetheless, the money was good. I'm just saying, like, the money was good, even the residuals, and they just couldn't, the money was good. They needed their income, so they just didn't say nothing. So, I mean, you've had past people that was on the show, even some of the cast that knew exactly what he was doing to young girls, but they needed their money and they just didn't say anything. So,
right. No, I get that. I mean, that's possible, but all the way around, it's just really.
Well, I heard he in prison having a good old time.
Yeah, I heard.
He ain't blind no more.
He ain't having no jello. I know that much, baby. No jello.
All kinds of men.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing what now?
Oh, he's mentoring the youth.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
He's blind, right? Isn't he blind?
He ain't blind no more.
He ain't blind. He was blind that one.
He
can see now.
He did that.
He's reading to the inmates. He's teaching them the way to go, baby. He's pulling out all the degrees, the ones that haven't been stripped. I think he lost all his degrees. But I think he lost his honorary degrees, but he
lost his honorary degrees.
He does have an actual earned doctorate. I think, pretty sure. I think he has an earned doctorate.
He does an education.
Oh, he does have a doctorate in education?
Mm-hmm. He using them all. He teaching all the prisoners.
All the prisoners, yeah.
Hopefully not PE, baby, or physical education.
Oh,
He too old to be in PE.
He too old to be.
I hope we make it out.
Yeah.
All we can do is 10 years and come home.
Well, whatever they're giving Betty White, they need to give it to him. Whatever they giving to Betty White, they need to make sure they give it to him. So get on out.
Yeah, because that's got to be like 100 now. just
Whatever they giving Betty White, they make sure they give it to him. Boy, that's all I can say. Make sure.
Why are we even putting Betty White and Bill Cosby in the same sentence? Let Rose Nylon live forever.
No,
I don't really care what happened to Bill.
I'm just saying, whatever they giving her right now, she's like almost 100. So they make sure they give it to Bill, so he'll come out. It'll be all right.
And do what?
I don't know. Live his best
You
life.
can go to bingo, baby. Bingo.
You can live his best life. Or sleep nice and right. That's That's great. All right, you got. Is there anything else? Because we've been on this for 2 hours.
Yeah. We can go ahead and get off. Is that me echoing?
Yes.
Why am I echoing?
Oh, because you probably had another thing open, another window.
I didn't. I didn't turn. I just stopped my cam.
Oh. I just started echoing. Well, anyway, thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you.
I just want to say one more thing before I leave.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck the Kansas City Chiefs. I hope the 49ers.
Baby, I don't know anything about football. Like,
well, I do.
The guys bust look cute in the things, baby. That's all I know, baby. And I like the cliques. That's all.
None of my teams are on it either, but it's because of the Kansas City Chiefs. So, bump Kansas City.
I don't have.
And Jessica, all right. Just I'll be moving to Houston soon, baby. So we'll have to.
We full. We ain't got no more.
Baby, baby, I have lived there prior. I'm coming back. My driver's license are still Texas. I'm coming back.
Full.
Baby, I don't care. I don't want to move back to Dallas, so I'm moving to Houston.
You ain't gotta move to Dallas. Move to San Antonio with Brother Jay.
I don't like San Antonio, baby. It's no people. I don't want to say what I want to say.
Have you tried Corpus Christi?
Baby, I don't want to move out there. There's nobody out there. I like Houston. It's closer to my family.
So
we ain't got no more room.
Baby, y'all have enough, baby.
And we flooded. Did you know we was flooded?
Baby, I don't give a damn.
Okay, until your car flood out. What kind of car you got? I want to die.
I'm going home to Mississippi, baby. When it floods, I'm going home. I'm not staying.
You ain't gonna be able to get out.
Baby, I'm going before I work from home. Baby, I work from home. I'm going before. Because I knew people that sat there. I'm like, look, y'all, we are from the Gulf Coast. We know about hurricanes. Don't wait till the last minute. You have to leave. Like, why would you sit there and wait to the last minute? You can't go nowhere. Hell no.
But people don't always wait to the last minute. You don't see.
Baby, I know. I am from Mississippi, right there, the Gulf Coast, 45 minutes from New Orleans. Katrina hit where I'm from.
Was backed up for 10 hours.
I get Katrina hit where I'm from, just. I get it. Katrina hit where I'm from, baby. We lost everything. I get it. I get it.
Teacup when you need it, so I can clank on it. Get out! Don't come here. We ain't got no more room,
baby. I'm coming. I'm coming.
We ain't got no more room.
I'm coming. Unless you can pay my rent, baby. I'm coming.
Still rebuilding from Harvey.
Really?
What? We still building from Katrina. What are you talking about in Mississippi, the Gulf Coast, baby? We still rebuilding from Katrina. We have our nice Spanish people that are helping us rebuild, baby, since 2005.
Well, you better hurry up and use them up before they send them back.
Baby, I don't think so. I don't think so, baby.
Send them back. Hey, they
about
to cut off their benefits. If they need a green card, they ain't gonna be able to. No food stamps, no nothing. They about to cut everybody off.
That's messed up.
Shut up, Abso.
Who is Abso?
Absolutely, what do you say?
If they rude, block them, baby.
No. They have
about their team. But anyway, thank you guys for coming by. Thank you to Tenno.
And thank you guys, and a lot of thank you for having me, Christian. And I agree with a lot of you guys were saying. I just like to give a different perspective. I don't like to be on a panel where everybody agrees with the same thing. I just like to give my own input. I don't like to agree with everybody, so I like to do my little twist to where it gives people, you know. Well, baby, that's your problem now. Baby, there ain't nothing I could do with that. You know, ain't nothing I could do with that.
You don't believe what you're saying.
No. I'm not saying I necessarily don't agree. I just like to give a different perspective. I don't like to be on the panel where everybody thinks the same and has the same opinion. I like to throw a bone out there so people think a little bit different and have a different perspective.
Oh, so we all
Huh?
Get out of here.
Baby, please. Baby, please. Baby, please.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you to my mods. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you, Haitian Princess. Thank you, Mr. Credential. Thank you, Tanari. YB the Kid, thank you for stopping by. Simply Be Yourself. Absolute. If I forget you, Patty Duke, thank you. RB Burns, thank you so much. And everybody else, if I forgot you, anybody in the bushes, thank you for stopping by. And I'm out. Peace. Have a good night.